You know, at the county fair, the state fair, you see all kinds of ribbons and plaques. But what goes on behind the scenes to earn those ribbons? I'm the fabulous farm babe Pam Jahnke, and you're about to get AgriCultured. We're talking to some of the young people that spend a lot of time well in front of shows and fairs to get their projects ready. Focused in specifically on poultry. A chicken is a chicken is a chicken. Not if you chat with this young lady. Her name is Maddie Tritzreef, and she is an outstanding exhibitor with a couple different types of poultry. Now, you are specifically into show poultry, not meat poultry. Tell me a little bit about the bird you're holding.
So right now I am showing a Cochin Bantam. So he is only just a couple months old. He's very young, but he's super sweet. I love him so much.
What is he known for? What is that breed known for?
So he's actually known for what we're doing today and what you guys see today. So that is exhibitation. So where he's in the show ring, I'm doing showmanship, which is kind of like a test to see your knowledge on the birds. And then kind of where you're like going in the ring and you're kind of seeing like what the bird's shape is and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool.
And that phrase bantam should tell all of us something.
Yes, so that means the bird is smaller. So I actually raise a couple different types of Cochins, some that are larger and some that are smaller. This one is a bantam, so that means that they're not going to get much bigger than this.
Now, what did you do to get these birds ready, Maddie? Tell people the day-to-day, even from the time that they're just chicks.
Well, of course, yeah. It takes a ton of preparation to go to show. It's a ton of work, but it definitely pays off. So before the show and stuff, I always like to give them a nice wash so they're looking their best. I actually put Vaseline on their combs to make them really red and to stand out, because those are like amazing characteristics of like Cochins and chickens in general.
Or how much time do you spend just trying to get them accustomed to this surrounding?
Well, at least it's 15 minutes each day, but it also depends on the breed. And Cochins are normally very docile. But yeah, it definitely takes some time, like handling and stuff. So he is, good in front of the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that showmanship is where you have to explain your knowledge about the project. Yes. Tell me a little bit more about that, because people don't realize you have to know about your species.
So basically, it is kind of almost like the test to show your knowledge to the judge. It is more of a one-on-one conversation, kind of like we're having today.
What don't people know about showing poultry?
Because for showing poultry, it takes a ton of work. It's a ton of dedication. It's not just bringing your bird and putting it in a cage. There's so much that you have to prepare and you have to know to fully exhibit these amazing creatures.
Along with us now is Mitchell Sliker. He is the superintendent of this poultry show and a longtime poultry exhibitor. So now what about when you travel with these birds? What don't people know about showbirds?
Yeah, so we travel actually all over the country with our birds. We use a cattle trailer that we built specific pens for out of wood. A lot of people do also transport birds in pet carriers as well. I mean, that's a super way to do it. We haul a lot of those as well that way. So adapting, start getting them used to the cages. That's the easiest thing to do, get them used to cages, or just start going to shows.
Now, we're in a setting where we've got barn fans going and there's a lot of air movement. But what do you do when you arrive and it's super hot or the conditions change pretty radically from what the bird's used to? Tell people how you're monitoring this bird through the show.
Well, of course. So I definitely check in at least 2 times a day, but you definitely want to make sure they have access to clean water that's really nice and cold for them, because I think about it, they're in snow pants. It's super hot with their feathers and stuff, so you want to make sure they have access to clean water, they have a nice environment with clean shavings, and definitely some food. I actually give them layer feed, which is kind of cool, and because he's like over the 16 weeks of like age and stuff, and that has a little bit more like protein.
Oh, sure. Now, if there's other kids or families that are watching this and they say, well, we should try that, what do they need to know before they get started about being involved with poultry?
Well, it takes a lot of time and dedication. So it's a big commitment, but it's definitely worth it. You just want to make sure that you have a good environment, so a good coop to have them live in, and make sure that you're able to like get a lot of feed and stuff, because they do like to eat a lot.
Maddie Tritzreef and her bird Gigi, trying to help us better understand what it's like from the youth side of things, getting those ribbons at a county fair, state fair, or festival. Now, you've been AgriCultured. I'm the fabulous farm babe Pam Jahnke.